Yo, 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 Salaam nerds! It's your boy Neves, aka Watch with Neves, aka with my co-host Jazz, aka the Utah Jazz.
Utah Jazz.
What's going on?
Who were once a good team, and they still are, kinda. But you know what sucks is because, like, I'm a Rockets fan, and
oh no,
yeah, life sucks.
You got a team named after you, but you're a Rockets
Yeah,
fan.
I know it sucks. Also, like Houston sports in general, they suck right now. I have the Texans, the Rockets. Astros doing good, but we're always gonna have the cheating scandal above us, so it's not easy being a Houston.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's gotta suck. It's funny how the cheating scandal sticks with you guys, but not so much with the New England Patriots, who also
or the Yankees or the Red Sox. But here we are.
Hey, leave the Yankees alone. They have a lot of fans. They're good fans. But speaking of fans, so this is our fan episode where we are giving shout outs to our fan. We have no topics to talk about today. We have no TV shows. There's no Marvel. There's no DC. There is no Star Wars. It's just you, our beloved fans, all 300 of you guys, wherever you are.
300, sir? You are
I have no
severely
idea
undercounting our fans, okay?
What I actually, you're right, because I think we are at 500 fans on TikTok alone,
Yeah.
about 200 on Instagram, and about 200 subscribers on YouTube, which is not bad because we only started back in February.
When I go through the analytics for, our best episode, which was the internalized racism with
Shake. With Shake. Shout out to Shake, man. He got us some good views. Homie got us some good content.
Straight up, we had 382 unique listeners for that episode on Spotify alone.
Wow, 382. But on YouTube, I think we had several thousands.
Yeah.
We had quite a bit.
YouTube's even more interesting, man. Like, when I go through all of these like the demographics of it, it's very fascinating to see some of it. Let's look at what we have on Spotify, right? 77% of our listeners come from the United States, which makes sense. 14% are from Canada.
Hey,
yeah, shout out to the Great White North. 4% come from the UK.
Okay.
2% of our listeners are from Norway. Now, here's one of the most interesting ones. It's a bit less than 1%, but Saudi Arabia. We got fans from Saudi Arabia.
Really? Do we? Okay, interesting. If we ever go there, please do not jail us because we are friendly. we don't want beef, and I want to do Umrah one day and Hajj one day.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
Please don't put me on your list.
Now, it's funny because you know how you said the Netherlands earlier? The next one on the list is the Netherlands. Yeah. It's all these are like now less
that's
than
probably
1%.
What I was thinking.
In fact, let me download CSV and see what the actual numbers are. We have 3 people from the Netherlands.
Hey, shout out to our 3 friends from the Netherlands.
Yeah, we have 2 people from Singapore.
Oh, very nice.
And then we have 1 subscriber from Japan.
Yo, arigato.
Thank you, sir. I mean, ma'am, whoever. I mean, yeah, we've got 1 from France.
Okay.
Bonjour.
Okay.
Sorry, I could do it like
Buongiorno.
the way they did it in Inglourious Bastards.
No way.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. You know what reminds me of France? You ever watched the movie Euro Trip, where there's the guy on the train, he's like, excuse me.
I remember that, yeah.
And he starts getting really close to them, like, yeah.
Next up on the list, we have 1 person from Ireland.
Nice. Very nice.
And then Malaysia has 1, Taiwan has 1. We even have 1 from the Bahamas.
Okay. It's probably Rihanna when she goes home. And
of course, yeah, she's listening to our podcast, right? And then we have 1 from New Zealand, 1 from Morocco, 1 from Romania.
Ooh.
And our newest subscriber, we have 1 from India.
Oh, nice. Very
we
cool.
made it, yo.
Very cool.
We're
I like that.
Like Mr. Worldwide right here, like both of us.
Yo, all of it, dude. Honestly, it's really awesome. On our TikToks, we got quite a few fans, man. I want to shout out some of the people who are always commenting on our stuff on Instagram. I don't know if they'll see this video or not, but I don't know if they check us out on YouTube. But Jazz Being Jazz 037. Definitely, she puts a lot of good comments, especially when it comes to South Asian representation. Anonymous Gentleman, he's another one who puts really good content. A new one that we got is Stephanie Martin, and she found us through our Bridgerton episode or our anime episode, and she went back and watched all of our stuff because I see her commenting. So shout out to her. I like when people just like follow us, but then they also like go back and watch some of our old stuff too, which is really
they can
cool.
truly see our growth from it, like how we started off. I remember our first episode, I had like these Bose headphones, and I sounded so horrible, and I'm like, oh, never again.
Yo. First episode was trash, man. I had this like bougie ass microphone, like it was so butt, like it was so whack. And like we didn't have like the editing down. It was really weird. So like, but like we had good content though. It was fun. It was a lot of fun still.
Yeah.
So I like that. The Real Quiet Mouse, she is one of my followers. Super nice. She's definitely someone who is very supportive. So shout out to her. And then we have some on on Instagram. Let's see who we got. We got Asif from Moskers. He's the one that gave me that hat that
Sif.
I wear all the time.
Yeah. I see him commenting a lot. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's my boy. I love that dude. April, who is a big fan of ours. So shout out to April. Allure with April,
she actually came on to our live stream in the last episode.
I know. She's so nice. I love her.
I'm very glad we got to meet.
I think she has her own podcast too, and like one day, like maybe we should do like a cross promotion.
Definitely,
or something. That'd be cool.
Definitely.
And then another one, Rima. She is someone who is a big supporter. She always comments on stuff, especially South Asian. I know the Bridgerton stuff. She comments a lot. And then Victoria and A Little Depressed. They're also followers on TikTok.
Little Depressed.
A Little Depressed. Yeah. I like him. He's a cool guy.
It's not like that's everybody in the world right now.
I know, right? So these are the people who are constantly commenting, constantly liking our stuff, constantly supporting us, and like I just want to know that stuff does not go unnoticed. And this is just TikTok and Instagram. Wait till we get into the YouTube, because some of you guys have left comments, and there's some really nice comments, and some of you guys suggest things, which we actually do, you guys asked us to cover Bridgerton. We went and covered Bridgerton. Someone asked us to cover The Ultimatum. We covered Ultimatum. So yeah, suggesting to us, man. Like you guys have good ideas, we will use them.
And sometimes we can't do it. I know a lot of people were asking us to get Deepti on here, but her contract would not allow it. And then she's already doing her own thing. No. I mean.
So here's some insight for Deepo. So we got Juhi on our stuff, right like a few days after we aired it. They asked us to take it down, and we like did it.
Yeah, I mean we're not gonna like piss off Netflix.
Yeah, like whatever. So it is what it is. And it was annoying too, because their agents were like, we got the permissions, we did everything right, we got everything perfectly handled, and then like they just never got back to us when we were scheduling timing. So I went straight to the source. I went to Juhi and I talked to her, and I was like, okay, here's the timing. Come on. I already had the okay to do it, but like apparently the PR person was supposed to sit in, and we had to do it on Zoom. We couldn't do it on our program, and Zoom is like quality is trash. So I don't know. It worked out the way it worked out, but that's fine. But that's the reason we couldn't get Dipti or Shake or anybody else, because Netflix was not very easy to work with.
Wait, who knows? One day our podcast will blow up. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll get there, right?
Yes, give us some credibility, man. But you know, other comments.
Oh, I'm gonna call out two people here because I see them commenting constantly. My brother-in-law Sarosh and my friend Rabs here in Houston. These two just constantly like they watch every episode. They talk about everything.
Yo, Rabs is a big supporter. Yeah, shout out to Rabs.
And I'm sure you've seen.
There was another guy, a DJ.
Yeah, that's
I think his name.
Brother. That's my sister's husband.
That's your brother? Oh, I had no idea. He's so cool. Yo, he makes the most amazing mixes. What's his at? Yo, give his ad out so we can.
I believe it's DJ Surreal Music or DJ Surreal, or the Surreal Life. Let me just look it up. God dang it!
I think it's the Surreal Life or DJ Surreal Life. I don't know, but he makes some really great mixes. Highly recommend people check him out.
Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna pull it up right now to get this right. DJ Surreal Music.
DJ, bro, it's your brother-in-law. You should know this. You shouldn't have to look it up.
In my defense, on my thing, it shows up as his name, right? Sarosh.
Oh, got it.
I don't see his handle.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Another person who is an artist, Del Hewitt Jr. Always leaves amazing comments, always saying great stuff. In fact, I had a Zoom meeting with him, and he talked about, he actually approached us into making our own comic book, which is super cool. He's like, hey, I would love to work with you. And I was like, me? I'm a nobody. Why would you want to work with me? But I threw some ideas out there about some comics and stuff. And, maybe one day, soon in the future, there could be a Salaam Nerds official comic book.
Dang.
Where we could have our own comic, which would be super dope. If you'd be interested in a comic book written by two South Asian men, drawn by an African American man, and we'll put our culture in there, and we'll put a lot of good content in there. Is that something that you could be down for? Let us know in the comments. That would be really cool.
By the way, comment on YouTube for this one, because when you put comments on like Apple Podcast or Spotify or something, it doesn't come to us immediately, but like YouTube will get the alert for it, and so.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We definitely see the YouTube ones before we see anything else. So if you do want to see some more of the stuff, please comment on YouTube. Yeah, for sure, man. Another person who comments, who just started watching us, is Dante, but he gave us a great suggestion. He goes, you need to do an episode about Muslim representation or lack thereof in horror movies, and talk about like what kind of horror stuff that we could talk about in Islam. And I'm like, nobody has done that.
This guy blew my mind, because I'm like, why aren't we talking about this? Because our culture is so superstitious.
Yeah,
like it is. We should be killing the horror genre, and like we're not. And I'm just like, what? What a great idea. And he actually gave me some content of people from universities who actually talk about this. I'm going to try to reach them and get them to come on our show, and we could talk about South Asian representation in horror and Muslim representation in horror, and how this could be the future. This could be an untapped market.
I believe it.
Very, very
we
cool
all have
stuff.
Jin stories. Like,
I know, right?
Totally. This is going to be amazing.
I think that'll be cool. Let's see. Who else gives the shout out? Oh, Michaela S on YouTube. Oh my God, she was super nice. She loves us. She was asking for the ultimatum. She was like, every week she was like, have you guys done the ultimatum yet? Have you guys done the ultimatum yet? Like every week she was asking for it, and we did it. We got her the ultimatum. In fact, we told her that Wednesday we're doing it, and she thought that we were going to air it on Wednesday, but we didn't figure out the live stuff then. So we were like, oh no, we're filming on Wednesday. We're not going to post it. She was in our comments on Wednesday waiting for it to drop. I love her. That's awesome. Love her.
We'll do better, I promise. We're actually gonna have like a full
yes.
editing team, and then like the moment we record, it'll go up in like the next hour or so, or something like that. Like,
we're growing, man. Yeah. We're growing, and we got nowhere to go from up, because we're at the bottom.
We really
got
are
no
at the
place to go but up.
Started from the bottom. Now we're still at the bottom.
That's why I want to do a show shout-outing all our people who were there from the beginning, because this is going to be captured in time, right? And like when we go back and watch this episode, we're going to remember all the people who were there from the very beginning. And like when we're really, really popular and we're big shots, we're going to make sure that we send them all like free Lamborghini.
Oh, hell yeah. Everyone gets a Lamborghini. That's our goal, right?
That's right. That's the goal. That's the goal right there. Who else? Better half of me. She says we are hilarious, and she loves our videos. So shout out to somebody thinking we're hilarious.
Right? I thought we were just 30-year-old men just voicing our shitty opinions.
I know. This is crazy.
Look, check this out on Apple Podcast. We have Paula Babe. Ooh. Do I know anything at all about The Bachelor? Absolutely not. Do I love listening to every TikTok from Neebs? Absolutely. A wonderful podcast to listen to while I'm cleaning my house or driving to work.
Love it. Who is that? What's her name?
I don't know her actual name. I'm guessing it's Paula, but her thing is Paula Babe.
Oh, Paula? Yeah. Paula Babe. Yo, shout out Paula Babe. I love you. That's awesome. That's so nice. Like, people don't realize, like people always talk about the haters, but you got to celebrate the people who support you too, man. I love that. This is such a good episode. Another person, I'm going to read out their comment. Very good one. Latrice. She wrote, I'm so glad to hear your discussion on Miss Marvel and the cultural impact, and I appreciate your acknowledgement that appealing to teenage girls is not a bad thing. I'm an adult, but I don't like the urge for some people to have immediately hate on something or whatever just because it appeals to young girls. Great insight. I love when people give us really good insight like that, man. So shout out to Latrice. Who else? We got good comments from somebody named Lanenya61. She wrote, best episode yet, insightful. And that was the one with Juhi about Love is Blind. And she said that the host brought up some awesome insight. So shout out to me. I got a little credit. I love that. I love that. Let's see who else we got. We got Shamiz, Lorraine, some really good stuff from Miss Brown Sugar.
Hey.
Ahi D. I think she talked about Bridgerton. Miss Brown Sugar talked about Bridgerton. Oh my God, this comment is so nice. Delilah Montgomery. She said, everyone in this video was on point. I'm going to need everybody's right now.
Drop it in there, man. Just drop it in there.
Yeah.
I hope we can talk about the important things. You know, obviously reality TV is very important, and so is nerd culture. But also, like, this other side of our humanity, right? Like, we're all humans. We all have emotions. All these shows affect us in some way, and I'm glad we can talk about it and bring everybody together with it.
Because, like, you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the line in one of my favorite movies, Dead Poet Society, right? Like, it was like medicine, engineering. These are all noble pursuits, right? And they're important to our way of life. But things like art, comedy, movies, like, these are what make life worth living, right? I love that quote, and I butchered it, but it's like fine, I still feel like watching TV shows, having commentary about it, and talking about it and learning from it can go so far, right? They say that, like, a smart man learns from his mistake, but a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. And when you watch other people make mistakes on television and make these things, you can use that to your advantage, and I love that.
Which, by the way, rest in peace, Robin Williams. If you haven't seen Dead Poet Society, highly recommend. Yes,
amazing. Probably his best work.
Oh, for sure.
Captain, my captain.
Oh, dude, you're about to make me cry.
I know. Maybe we should do a whole episode on that.
We probably could. I love that movie so much.
Probably could. Oh, you know who we should bring in? I have a TikTok mutual named Nav the Poet, and he loves that movie. He would be a great person to bring on for that episode. Okay. Another one, S.O. Rich. I like this one too. And this is about our conversation with Shake. It says, I appreciate this conversation. Very insightful. I'm not surprised how many of the same things occur in African American culture with respect to this topic. Thank you so much for sharing. And we got tons and tons of comments about colorism and internalized racism when we were talking about that from a South Asian perspective with Sheikh. So many African American women were like, yep, we noticed it. Yep, we marked it the second we saw it. Like, and then some of them were like, wow, y'all go through that too? Love it. Yeah. I love that we can bridge that gap between our communities.
It's always the British's fault.
And they have horrible teeth.
Stupid colonialism.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, I like this one. This is from Bar Track. It says, I enjoy listening to it. The chemistry was there between the host and the guest. Even if they were talking over each other, it was very easy to listen to. To be honest, it felt like the 27 minutes went by too fast. Wow, that's a great.
I've always been conscious about that.
I
love
like, that.
Now we're trying to keep it below a certain time limit, and we always end up going over, which is really funny. But
we're always like, we always have a 30-minute time limit, and we're always hit 40. Yeah. It's just wild. I don't know why. And sometimes you notice we'll split episodes into two because, like, the conversation is going, and we don't want to screw it up. So,
and that's why sometimes you'll hear Neves and I do like another intro or outro without our guests, because later on we realize we have to split it up into multiple episodes. So
I know. It's so funny.
We're not perfect, but we're getting there.
This one is funny. It's Winnie Harvey, and he's like, I love this. And it's not just nepotism, because George is my brother. But great show. On the episode that George was on. That's not biased at all.
Not at all. Oh, man, I miss George. We got to bring him back one day. He was a lot of fun.
I love George. George is... right after we talk about all our comments, we're going to talk about George and all of our other guests. That's going to be the second half of this. So that's cool. This one is Midge No Mon. Okay, so this is also about a lot of it from the Shake episode. This one says, Thank you for this podcast. I've met so many brown men in my country who carry this mentality towards brown women. I've personally been compared to majority race women, East Asian women in particular, and I've constantly talked about my concerns, and no one has ever taken me seriously until Love is Blind Season 2 came out. I'm so glad you are highlighting this. It shows how much damage it has caused our community, diaspora or not. I've personally given up on brown men, unless a good one comes around. Thank you for doing the good work, you guys. I love that. Awesome. And you know what? There are a few good guys out there. Just, keep your fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll manifest them towards you.
Right? They cross paths, some random guys like, oh, where have you been my whole life?
Listen, if a guy watches our podcast, they're probably pretty progressive and pretty understanding and probably share, a lot of the same views you do. So, hey, maybe we should start like a Rista.
You want to bring back Rista Bros?
Rista Bros? Yo, bring back Rista Bros and just set up our fans with each other and bring.
For the fans that don't know, Rista Bros was a joke I made like in episode 1. And to this day, I'm so tempted to actually make that a real thing. So, if any of you are interested in a dating show hosted by 2 men, let us know and we'll make it happen.
Yo, so me and Jazz have 2 shows in the work. One is called Rista Bros, where we find people together and match them up. The second is called Created in Pairs, where we document the marriage process and how people get married and how that works. 2 reality shows for the price of one.
I can't wait, because like one episode's gonna be like, oh hey, it's my wedding day. I'm gonna meet the groom finally.
Awesome. All right. New one. Namaste Books. This one says, this is a real conversation that needs to be had. I'm so glad you guys spoke up. Racism towards Indian and Desi girls is never acknowledged, so thank you. So shout out Namaste Book. Awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a real thing. I remember my first college girlfriend, right? My mom was like, "Oh, she's so Somali." Like she's like really dark, and I'm like,
"Yeah,
no, Mom, you're done."
Oh,
and that was the first time I stood up to her. Like it was.
Yeah, listen,
my
man,
mom hates it.
Our family has gone through trauma, and we need to set them right sometimes. And hopefully, we can do it with love. But it takes a while, and it took my parents to see things the right way. It took them a while, but they got there. Yeah. So it's one of those things. Next one, I love the one that say "just describe" because that one makes me feel, oh yes, I gotta win. So happy to see brown men content creators having this discussion. As a Desi person myself, there are so many emotions I went through watching Abhishek and Dipti's relationship play out on TV. I myself have not successfully dated a Desi man in a long time, not based on aesthetics, but more into the differences of core values and the type of relationships we are looking for. Hearing Desi folks talk about mental health is so important and needed desperately in our community. Looking forward to more content from you guys. Yo, that's awesome. And we're always bringing up mental health. That's going to be always a big part. Yes. Some of you guys don't know, but I am registered in mental health first aid. I am a volunteer at a suicide hotline. I volunteer every month. So it's something that is very important to me.
I have mental issues myself. I mean, I have a psychiatrist go to every month. My, sister's husband, brother-in-law, he's a child psychiatrist. So we always talk about these things, and actually we should bring him on one day. He'd be kind of fun to talk to.
Is he the same one that's a DJ?
Yeah.
Wow, a DJ and a child psychiatrist.
Yeah, get this, right? He's a doctor, but he introduced himself to the family as a DJ.
I love that.
Yeah, it was great, actually. But
what's... Is he making any remixes with Baby Shark and like child stuff?
He probably could. I'm gonna get him to do it. You know what? We'll have him make the intro song to our podcast. Okay.
Oh my God! Can he make us an intro song?
Yeah, he probably can.
I want an intro song. I wanted to have the yo Salaam nerds in there somewhere.
And we'll get. You know what? We'll get like me to do that. We'll get all our fans to do it. I know Fawaz would love to do that because he nailed you.
Oh my God, he did. Shout out to Fawad, man. But yeah, he did a good impression of me.
Like it was so spot on. I was like, wow, this sounds just like
it. Was a little too spot on. I was like, this motherfucker could take my identity if he wanted to.
Also, shout out to everybody, from that group that listens to us. Fawaz, Atifski, Rabs.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know how many of our Among Us peeps watch this podcast or listen to this podcast, but if you guys do, man, shout out to all of you guys. Love you guys.
That's a good start. In fact, we got to bring Sami Huck on here.
I know. I feel like
we can't mention his job title, but he'd be a really good one to have on here.
Yep, a lot of our slots are opening up because we're almost done with our first season.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll be cool.
And I know those are all the good comments, but we also get like some constructive criticism, and
we did.
We do read those too. And what we realized with one of them is, interestingly, with the internalized racism episode with Sarah and she, like, we realized that we can't have more than one person on at a time.
I know.
And it sounded like I know it sounded really bad in that episode where it sounded like we were talking over them, but that's the way the editing came out, I think, right? Was that what it was, or?
Yeah. It was the way the editing came out. It was actually just one clip on YouTube. The whole episode as a whole was not as bad, but like the one clip that I showed was pretty bad. And the reason for that is like people can't see. I feel like people can tell in the full episode, but in the clip you can't. But we were way over time. And also, when you have more than one guest, you want to make sure they both get to speak, right? So sometimes you have to interrupt one guest so the other one can speak. And like, it gets very, very difficult. And we've noticed that like, it looks really bad when you have to interrupt one person to make room for another one to speak, especially when one is very talkative and the other one's very shy.
Yeah.
So that episode, a few clips didn't come out great for us, but it was a learning process. It was only like our third or fourth episode, so we were just still learning. It was still a great episode. It was one of our highest viewed episodes. Yeah. The irony is the fact that we did that actually kind of helped make it go viral, because the more people comment that they didn't like that.
Don't you dare go that route.
I know, but like the more people commented that they didn't like us doing that, the more engagement we had.
Dude, don't chase the views, man. We can't do that ever again. Okay.
I know, but we did get a lot of our followers from that one video.
That's wild. Yeah, but
yeah, man, we're learning, man. We're making mistakes along the way. A lot of it us interrupting each other, and it's very difficult because we do have a certain time slot that we're trying to reach, and we also pay for a certain amount of time. So if we do go over, we actually do have to pay extra. So please know that we are poor and we don't want to do that.
We gotta get some actual sponsors, man. Not just people sending us all shirts.
Halal shirts, man. They keep sending us shirts. How about sending us some money? Just kidding. We love you guys. That's the end of our first episode. Don't forget to link, comment, share, and subscribe. We are on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast. Just search Salaam Nerd. We are also on Instagram, and we are on TikTok. And also, don't forget to check out our sponsor, halalshirts.com. They do more than just shirts. They do all kinds of gifts for your Muslim friends. Phone cases, hats, hoodies, cute outfits for kids with Muslim-inspired art, memes, and puns. So check them out at halalshirts.com. HALALSHIRTS.com.